Introduction to job interviews. Hopefully you were able to use the strategies we discussed to convert some of your applications into job interviews. We're going to spend the next several presentations talking about interviews. Here are the learning outcomes for this video. By the end of the video, you should 1. Understand the employer's goals for the interview. 2. Understand who will be interviewing you, including some people you might not expect. 3. Understand common interview formats. And 4. Understand additional interview activities. Let's get started. You might be able to infer a couple things about why you were asked to interview. First, you can infer that you meet most of the minimum qualifications for the job and that the employer is interested in you. Second, you can infer that the employer wants to further evaluate your candidacy because if they didn't, then you would have been offered the job already. So if the employer wants to evaluate you further, then what are the employer's specific goals? The first goal is to determine if you would be a good fit for the job. The second goal comes into play if there are multiple candidates. If there are, then the goal is to use the interview to differentiate between candidates. You should also be trying to achieve something during the interview. Your goal should be to ask questions that will help you analyze the employer and the job. We'll talk more about asking questions in a later video. Let's talk about who will be interviewing you. At least one of your interviewers will be the hiring manager. Other interviewers could be the hiring manager's boss or the employees on the hiring manager's team. Sometimes the hiring manager might ask employees from other groups to participate in interviews. There could also be some hidden interviewers who are less obvious. Hidden interviewers are anyone you interact with throughout the interview process. For example, this group could include administrative assistants, security guards, or custodians. Any interaction you have with hidden interviewers might be communicated back to the hiring manager. Interviews can be formatted differently. For example, you might be asked to interview round robin style where you meet with different interviewers one-on-one in back-to-back meetings. Or you might participate in a panel interview where you speak with multiple people at the same time. You might be asked to give a presentation or lead a discussion, especially if you're interviewing for a management job. Or you might be asked to talk through a case study or technical problem. The length of time for these interview activities will vary. The employer should tell you the format before you interview. There are a few other activities that might be included in your interview. For example, you might have to perform some administrative activities when you arrive, such as checking in with security and touching base with the hiring manager. You might also be expected to attend a lunch, dinner, or social function. If you attend one of these eating and drinking events, don't forget that these events are still part of the interview process and you're being evaluated on your professionalism. That's the end of this foundational video, but just a reminder that this video is part of a longer playlist. The playlist is in chronological order, meaning videos at the beginning of the playlist cover things that occur at the beginning of a job search and vice versa. If you liked this video, then you should check out the other videos in the playlist. If you thought this video was confusing, then try going backwards in the playlist to learn more about job search up until this point, or even forwards in the playlist to see how things come together. Thanks.